Hey, my zombie pals. Welcome to the Conjurer's Table. It's me, Matthew, and my husband.
Hello, it's Dave from WizardsTower. How are you all doing today?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Because Dave is not...
Yeah, you talk.
Okay.
While
Anyways,
I do this.
So, what I decided to do for this segment is talk about our spiritual practices, magically and spiritually. Oh, and turn that down.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it going on.
Hey, Hexen, how are you?
Hexen, hello.
So, yeah, we're just going to talk a little bit about what we do and answer any questions that you guys may have. Hi, Michelle, how are you? Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
So, as you all know, I practice voodoo and hoodoo. And then a little bit about Dave.
So I am what I call a neo-pagan wizard. And basically what that is I am basically a witch, but I'm a soul practitioner, so I'm Wiccan. But I practice myself, like a soul practitioner. So that's where I get the term wizard from. Wizard meaning wise one, so soul practitioner.
Hey, Robert, how are you? Anyways, how long have you been practicing for?
Well, why don't we start with you?
Oh, okay, I guess so. So I have been practicing voodoo and hoodoo now for about 7 years. What about you?
I have been practicing wizardry, as I've come to call it, for about 13 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what made you want to get into it?
Oh, that's okay. So that's my spiritual journey, which I'm going to try to... Hey, Debbie. I'm going to try to do this, because that's a whole live show in and of itself that I'm planning. But let's just say...
In a nutshell.
What
got you interested?
Okay, let me get there.
Oh.
I was raised Roman Catholic, but being an LGBT person, that never really was very comfortable, so to speak. So I sought out to find another faith or another path to God, and
Hi, Rochelle.
Long story short, I've tried a whole bunch of different faiths. I stumbled onto Wiccan through a friend, or Wicca through a friend of mine, and then through that and through some research, I stumbled across wizardry in even an online school and the whole nine. So I just evolved into my practice.
It's really warm in here.
It is very warm. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell of how I became a wizard.
Interesting.
That and a little too much Harry Potter.
Right, that's probably what got everyone started. But yeah, I stumbled across voodoo and hoodoo because, for multiple reasons. Like, last time I talked about how, for me, hoodoo was a connection to my ancestors, and being adopted, I wanted to feel that connection, that spiritual connection to my ancestors. And what I do is a lot of ancestral magic. And then in terms of voodoo as a religion, I started practicing that because I felt at a time in my life I needed some form of spiritual balance in my life. And I wanted to practice something that was a little bit different. And me being different in terms of being gay, obviously, hello,
Right.
but also feeling adopted and different from everyone else automatically, and then being Asian in the U.S. I wanted to...
So it's funny you say that. Let me pause you there for a second, because I also identify with that. The wanting to be something different. That also kind of drew me from just being a witch or a Wiccan or a pagan or whatever the norms would call that. But I wanted to be something different. So when I stumbled across, being a wizard, I found that enticing. like it's different. It stands out.
Right.
And like me being not not normal, I want to extend that non-normality in my own mind, in my spirituality.
Yeah.
So that's kind of I really kind of connect with that.
Yeah. And I was, like, for example, I think it was middle school. Yeah, middle school was around the time in which I was starting to learn in class. We learn about all the different practices and religions out there. And I was like, okay, so those are all the basic ones that I've read about, I've learned about. And I was like, and then I know there's witchcraft, but it seems like everyone practices witchcraft nowadays. And I was like, I want to find something that's a little bit more unique, something that's a little bit more mysterious, something that people don't know much about. And then that's when I stumbled across voodoo. And at first I was like, because from what I knew, I was like, ooh, that's all about dark arts and weird stuff. And the more I started practicing it and reading up about the history, I was like, it's actually a lot more fascinating than people make out it to be. And
also misunderstood.
Just like I felt a lot of the time. I felt like I was kind of like on the outside looking in a lot. I was always different and people just didn't understand me or where I came from. And I'm like, I was drawn to that mysteriousness of the religion. And that's how I came to start practicing what I practice today, was because of that search for spiritual balance and being connected to my ancestors and finding something that was unique unto itself.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, now, because I know you're similar to myself in that there's a spiritual aspect and then what I call the higher spiritual or the faith aspect. Can you go into like your opinions, basically the magic in your realm versus your God's type of realm?
Yeah. So, the higher magic, right?
As I call it, higher magic, yes.
So, the higher magic... Oh, hold on. Let's just... Sorry, guys. We're just catching up on the comments before I move forward here.
Hi,
Ruby.
Robert.
Hi, Robert. Hi,
Ruby.
That makes sense. Evolving into your magical practice. Exactly. Hi, Big Smoke. You're new. I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large with number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
Well, I have the large soda right here, because I'm just swigging this right from the bottle, because I don't play around.
I was just thinking about having and keeping your spiritual cup full.
Oh, absolutely. I think we were talking about something like this.
Yeah, guys, I didn't really know what Big Smoke was, but I think he might just be a troll. And Wizards Tower, there's way too much misunderstanding. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yes.
A lot of them, like even with Santeria that I know about. And a lot of them are... Like, even if people understand them, they all get easily mixed up. Because a lot of them are the same, but... where am I trying to go with this?
No, so...
But the practices are slightly different.
Yeah, plus, pop culture coerces them as well.
Yeah.
Now, weren't you saying something about the voodoo doll? Whereas in your faith or in your spirituality, it means something totally different than what... the movies or Hollywood will have you think that the voodoo doll.
Right. The voodoo doll.
The voodoo doll.
So, for example, Hollywood thinks that the voodoo doll and voodoo is all about sticking a doll or a pin into a doll, and it'll cause harm or pain to someone that is connected to it using like their hair or their fingernails. But in reality, back in the past, voodoo dolls actually were used for healing purposes, for love rituals, to bring in money and wealth and abundance. And then you bring up the skull, like automatically people are like, ooh, that's creepy. Hi, Bella. And hi, Molly Black and Blue. people are automatically freaked out about the skull because they're like, oh, that's death. Like, ooh, they practice like Satanism and worship the dead.
Yeah.
But the skull actually represents the ancestors and that connection. So that's why I use a lot of skulls and bones in my practice, because it's that connection to my ancestors, and it serves as like a conduit for them when I'm like working with them.
Yeah, it's just a misunderstanding. I am gonna confess. I'm gonna give everyone a confession here. Back when I was very young, the absolute first time I've ever seen a tarot deck. Now, I knew nothing about them. I think I was at a flea market or something, and I bought them and had no idea what they were. Going through the cards, I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is your tower, this, that. And I come to the death card. And I thought the death card means if that comes up...
Literal death. Yep, that's what I thought before I even started practicing tarot.
It's an uninformed, you're reading the book by its cover, not by what it really means. What is it? What do they call that?
Preconceived notion?
No.
Oh.
A prejudice, basically.
Wrong word.
A prejudice, basically. You're prejudging the card before you even know what the real meaning is.
Exactly.
So that's very common.
Yeah.
I get it too a lot in well, not in this community. I am glad I found this community, but in some of the online Wicca, witchcraft communities, you tell them, hey, I'm a wizard, and all of a sudden they're laughing. I was like, well, they're laughing at you. Well, what's wrong with you? You watched a wizard? Really? What does that mean?
Right.
You kind of get judged almost. It's tough.
Yep.
The life of a wizard.
Right.
So tough.
But yeah, so what I was going to do was, because what I actually liked that I did last time was, I'm going to bring up my book again, because I started to read some questions from the old style Conjure book by Star Cassis, and I'm going to read a couple more questions that were in this book, because actually there were many. And it's interesting because as I read them, I'll talk a little bit about what I think about the questions. I can answer some questions that you guys have, and then we can also take the questions and apply today's practice and see how they are similar to our practices or different. Just catching up. Yes, poppets are great for healing. Actually, that's also another thing.
Oh, yeah, and Bella, yes. If it makes you happy, then the hell with that's exactly, amen to that.
Yeah, and that's also another thing is voodoo dolls come in many different forms. It's not just the standard voodoo doll that you see. We also use, for example, I did a video of my altar space, and on it, in the center, was a clay doll. Now that I use for as my ancestral conduit. So we use clay dolls. There's things called wangas. There's poppets. There's wax dolls. Exactly, Hexen. Like dolls come in many different forms.
Yeah. So and to kind of cross that over into the wizarding world, and I got my book under the couch. Maybe I'll pull it out.
You should.
But we really don't use the term voodoo dolls, right?
I love making clay dolls, Bella. They're awesome to make.
But we use the term poppets, talismans, even though a talisman can be any enchanted object, and stuff like that, but it's similar meanings, right? A poppet, which is the common wizard term for a voodoo doll, it's used very the same way. You can use it positively or negatively. If you know someone that's got, back issues, you could, target that area with, with an object, with a pin that's charged with positive energy.
Yeah.
And that is meant to heal. Almost like a Reiki type of thing.
Yeah, and also another thing to bring up is a lot of people think that when you use a doll that you need to use a pin. It depends on what you're doing. So, for example, if you're targeting, for doing a healing ritual, if you're targeting a certain area on the body, then yes, I'll probably use a pin, but obviously you can't stick a pin in a clay doll. So what I sometimes do, exactly, Bella, is I will still, for example, put herbs that are related to what I'm doing into the doll, fill it up, and then sometimes I'll place crystals around it or other curios and stuff, along with a signed petition or, for example, a picture of someone that I'm using for that ritual.
Yeah. You can even do a sage spell on a doll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So...
My little wiggle dance. I've been doing that in every single video, I noticed.
So do you want to talk about some of our other tools? We've got a bunch of stuff.
Yes, Hexen, you can anoint it with oil. Actually, that's what I do with a lot of them. Yeah. I do it with my Gregory bags. I anoint my candles.
Yeah, anointing tools with
I forgot
oil.
You can even anoint with tools.
No, that's what you do. You typically anoint your tools with an oil like your wands, candles.
Actually,
athame.
Yes, a particular part of... Oh, the doll. Yes, you can, if you want to. Yeah, for example, if you're doing a ritual on someone's mind, for example, like if they've...
Or headaches, migraines.
Yes, for migraines or something, you can anoint the doll just on the head. Or if, like, you're doing a love ritual, you can anoint just where the heart area would be.
Now,
to target a certain area.
Now, I get a question. Do you tie with voodoo dolls? Do you tie any of the chakras in?
I actually haven't, but
like you say, anointing the head. Well, you can do the chakra up here.
That's a good thing because I'm always looking for new things to add into my practice. Yeah. And yeah, I think, for example, at one point in my past, I was very interested in using the moon phases because I didn't realize that you could use the phases of the moon to empower a certain ritual.
Yeah,
so
I was reading.
I started incorporating that.
I was reading an art. I think it was a piece in my book or somewhere with the power of the moon, and how different types of magic are amplified depending on the moon cycle. Look, it's really...
Actually, that gives me a fun project to do because what I think I might do for a video is get some clay and show you guys how I make my clay dolls. But I then had an idea to make a chakra one by getting several different colors of clay that corresponded to the different colors of the chakras. But then I was like, well, I hope someone doesn't accidentally think it's like an LGBT doll. I was like, no, it's not a rainbow doll. It's not an LGBT gay doll. It's a chakra doll.
Hello, gay doll. I can see how.
Oh, hold on. Do you want to talk about your wand and candles and stuff? I'm quickly going to get something. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, Robert, I agree. Because it is two different traditions, but you take people like, Matt and myself, where we kind of sometimes blend our traditions together. So that's why I brought up the whole chakra and because when I use my puppets, I pretty much, most of what I do is chakra magic. And that's why I use a pin. I will put it in like that chakra singing bowl, and I will charge it, and then I will target that pin and the chakra in the poppet. That, it's great for doing like basically distant Reiki. But see, and that's how it could meld across different traditions, even though it's traditionally separate. But when Matt and I are doing stuff together.
Oh, Simon, you made it!
Oh, hello.
That's
Hermit's
so
Cave.
cool.
Love it. I love it.
But here, guys, I went and grabbed my clay doll that I made. Let's hope the herbs don't fall out. So this is the clay doll I made, and he's actually it's meant to go this way, so he's Well, it was originally when I made it meant to be like this, so he was like on his knees praying, but obviously it didn't stay up, so I had it this way. And I painted all of these sigils, and actually this sigil right here is an ancestral one that I invented. And then that's just the back, or the underneath part. And then I made it so that the face, you can actually, and I still have them, put different herbs in them. And then this one I actually use as a conduit for when I am calling upon my ancestors. So it acts as like a little house to house in the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of energy, I want to show them.
I want to show them wands.
Yeah, we
so,
can.
As a wizard, I have a wand. And the purpose of the wand, it's not to pretend that I'm, you know, Harry Potter. I don't fly around on a broomstick. I don't know how to play Quidditch. But, now seriously, the wand is basically a tool for focusing magical energy when doing a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it takes your energy and you're trying to focus that on something. You can almost use the wand to aim it and, you know, and focus that energy.
So it's like an extension. Oh, here's my wand.
That's his
that
wand.
I have. And actually, for those who have seen Harry Potter, Simon, who hasn't, this is actually a replica of McGonagall's wand that I had someone on Etsy, I believe, who made custom wands. I gave him a picture, and he was like, okay, just choose what kind of wand or what wood you want to use, and I will replicate it. So this is my McGonagall-inspired wand.
And this here is actually a custom design. While it's pretty you know, much simpler in design than Matt's wand. I had this. There was an online wand shop where you could kind of design your own.
Yeah, and you can even make your own wands. For example, when I was a kid, at our summer winter home in Seattle that we're going to be going to in for Christmas, I actually used to make my wands when I was during the summer. Like, I would get Kindle wood, like the little long sticks, and I would literally like spend hours carving out my own wands. Oh, also, that's what inspired me to make them, was because my best friend's dad helped to draw the storyboards for Harry Potter. Yes, I did say Seattle, Bella. That's what got me on to wand making. And actually, this cool part that he showed me was, after I made my wand, I carved out a little dent, like right here. And then what I do is I take a rubber band, pull it back, and then when I do my spells, I'd be like, wah! And then I just shoot out the rubber band. And that's actually a little trick that my friend showed me, because his dad was like a genius. He's like, oh, you could like blast things with it. I was like, exciting.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm just gonna find the.
Okay.
So there's a no, because there's a section in my book here. Wand 103, page 103. So there is a process. Did I hate when pages stick together? Tools of magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, he found it.
Yeah, here we go.
His book of many, like...
So I used this book. It's called The Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard. And it's got a lot of stuff in it, and it's very simplified.
Simplified?
Well, no, there's a lot in there. So there's a whole process to, and I'm actually doing this, to making a wand. You know, first it starts with selecting where you're going to get your wood from. And I go, you know, you want to go to a live tree. And you want to, when you're picking your wand, you want, you know, a good size stick, and at least the length of your arm, because you want your wand to be that long. You know, like this here. Right? It comes to the tip of my fingers, That's the your length wand. So you want to start out with something that long. There is a ritual that you do to thank the tree for sacrifice of limb. You do that. You make an offering to the tree, and you cleanly cut the branch. And then you take it home. You'll whittle the bark off, trim it to a workable size, and then you want to wrap it in paper towel and leave it sit for at least 6 months for it to really dry out. Then you work on whittling it down and shaping what your wand is going to look like. Once you get that done, you know, you get your favorite essential oil, and you will do a kind of a consecration spell on the wand when you're done designing its look. So you'll whittle, you know, embed jewels in it if you want, anything, the sky's the limit. Then you consecrate it with some essential oils and herb.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Michelle.
You let it sit for 7 more days. Then you can put like a varnish on it to make it nice and shiny, and then you have your wand.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I didn't think of it that way.
Yes.
Because at first when you said to anoint it with the oil and then put the varnish on, I was confused. I was like, well, shouldn't it be the other way around? But now it makes sense, because when you put the oil and then you put the varnish over, you're kind of sealing in that oil.
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Seal it
Learning
right
new
in it.
things. That's awesome.
It's like basting a turkey.
Oh, turkey. Well, it's Turkey Day tomorrow.
Turkey Day tomorrow.
Um,
So speaking of wands, this is one. Another wand. Look at that. I got this wand in Salem.
which we are going to edit the film because I know everyone's very excited about that, and we've been like very busy, and I keep telling Dave to help me edit it.
Which is Matt speak for Dave, can you edit the video?
Well, because you're good at editing on the
I
computer.
know.
I just use my phone. And my phone's not... Oh, okay, sorry. But oh, yes, we live... So, if we... Sorry to, like, go off on this little tangent, Bella, but, we live... Or the... My parents
I don't
live
even know
on,
what he's talking about.
My parents live on San Juan Island, so we're about an hour ferry ride from Anacortes.
It's about an hour and a half from Anacortes, yeah. Which Anacortes is what, 3 hours north of Seattle?
Yeah, give or take.
Give or
Yeah, I
take.
think it's about 3 hours.
Yep. It's way out there. It's great. We're going to try to, we got to try to do at least one live when we're out there. At least one.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
from
because
the
it's been
rock.
a while since
there's-
we've
but
had
there's-
time to...
But there's some places out there, like we even were cool as a kid. The Rock, out the Rock. And what was that? The Singing Rock?
the Singing Rock.
Oh, man, we got to visit all those places. We have to do a live from our wedding spot. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, we have to. Oh, my God, the view, guys, is amazing. You can literally see, like, Lopez. You can see the Olympic Mountains from where I am. You can see, like, oh, my God, it's, like, a breathtaking view. View of your boat set. Yes, I can. So... And I'll even talk a little bit about what I do. So, here's my little bag of bones.
The old bag of
My
bones.
little bag of bones. My little bag of chicken bones. That I actually, like, ate the chicken. And I actually spent several days boiling these.
Before you told me what he was doing, I was just seeing
He was, like,
chicken
freaked
bones.
out. He was like, what are you doing
what
with
are you
those?
doing
I'm
with
like,
these
I'm creating
bones?
a casting set, obviously.
Then I saw them.
So I literally like boiled them down with water over several days, and then just kept
Wait a
on
minute.
scraping them and
Is that a
scrubbing
morsel?
them with soap to get them all
No, nothing there.
all done, and then I just let them sit and dry out. But yeah, these are my bones.
And what's funny
And
is, I remember when I first saw these. Ooh, and I
as you
dropped-
drop them on the
dropped-
floor,
I'm sorry, but you said, "Oh yeah, they're for casting, similar to runes." And I says, "Well, let me try doing a casting." And I did a casting, and it was actually really good. Remember that?
Yeah. Hexen, these are, I believe, the chicken
It comes from the wing.
drum. Oh.
It's from the wing.
Oh, the wings, I guess.
So you know how the chicken wing, you have the fat, the thicker
Oh, yeah,
bone
that
and the
makes sense.
thinner
And then
bone?
the thinner bone.
Yeah, so this will be the thicker bone.
And then this will
And
be
that'll
like
be the
the
thinner
bone.
Yeah, hold
part
that.
of it.
Hold these.
But
and you do this.
yeah, because I've seen different casting sets of bones.
And that's your chicken wing.
And
Ain't no thing.
like a chicken wing.
There you go.
And I've seen a lot of different sets, and like people, when they read them, they'll, especially if you have like a set where a lot of the bones look the same, people will try and design each individual one so that you can put a meaning to each bone. So for example, I saw a set where, for example, one was like this, but then had like a red band around it, and then another one had like a blue one, or they had multiple blue ones, but it would
Elemental.
like be one blue band, and then another one would be like 3 blue bands to differentiate. But I actually didn't do that because I wanted to be a little bit more intuitive with my bones, and I read them in a slightly different way. And it was interesting because at work I did a reading for my boss, literally just like, he was like, oh, you have bones, can you do a reading for me? I was like, well, I don't really know how to use them, but I guess I'll try it. So I threw them, and I read what I read, and it was actually quite interesting on what I saw, and I was very surprised at my ability to read them intuitively. So what I saw was when it was thrown, I noticed that some pieces were clumped together, and then towards the back, it kind of went further and further apart, and they were more spaced. And the way I saw that, as certain things were going to happen immediate, and then the further away they got, the less important they were going to be, or the more spaced out the events would happen. And then I noticed, for example, there were some bones that were crossed like that. At one point, I was like, okay, so the cross means that an event is going to take place. You're going to probably meet someone that's going to cross your path. That's going to be very important. And then there were bones that were like this. And I was like, okay, they look parallel. And I'm like, well, whatever event is going to be coming to you. And this was like further, they were spaced further apart. So I was like, it's going to be further down the road, but it'll be something that won't be that important because it's not going to cross each other. It's going to be something that won't actually have that much impact in your life.
Toasty.
And
Cool.
I'm trying to think of something else in the reading that had to do with, no, I can't even remember. But, yeah, it's just all, for me, you can read bones differently. Oh. Okay, Bella, thank you for stopping in. Oh, yeah, you guys come out again with one more time. So Seattle. Yeah, definitely. We'd love to hang out with you.
Yeah. We could definitely plan something.
Oh, and happy Thanksgiving, Bella.
Yes. Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble.
But yeah, so back to the bones. You can interpret bones. I know that there's like a specific way to read them, but I don't know. With certain things, I like to read them more intuitively. Certain things, I want to know them more by the book. For example, my tarot cards, I like to know the information of each card by the book before I can read them intuitively. When it comes to my bone casting set, I like to read it more intuitively. And then I'll show you guys my charm casting set as well, because I like to read that intuitively. So, do you have anything you have to say before I show my charm? Okay. So this, guys, is my charm casting bag. And it has, actually, I have so many charms in here. Hold on. So with the charm casting set, everyone's like, where do you start? And honestly, from what I've done so far, is the best thing to do is to collect every single individual piece yourself to create your own custom set. Unless you're me, I had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, okay, let's just find a set first. And I'll put a link down below. But I got it on the Voodoo store. And hold on, I'm just going to use Dave's laptop here to type it in. Voodoo. Oops, how do I spell VD in VoodooStore.com? And I bought a set, and then what I started to do slowly over time was I would go out to certain places, and I'd always keep an eye out for little pieces that drew my interest. And I was like, ooh, okay, I can use this piece that represents something important. So, for example, I have, obviously, the little cross. Where's my cross? So I have this little cross, which is one of my pieces. And, for example, the cross represents the crossroads. Hi, Marcia. And it could also represent intersection. Or, for example, like when I had the bones and I was like, okay, it could mean that something is going to cross your path. And then there's, where's my little doll head? Okay, this was actually an interesting piece. So I added this piece here, and someone was like, okay, well, that's different. That's kind of new. What would that represent to you? And I was like, well, the reason why I chose this little doll head is because it could represent mental, something mental. It could mean that you need to seek clarity in your life, that there may be a mental issue that's happening. It could mean focus, anything of a mental state. I had more, but I like completely forgot. But and then, for example, the dice, which could represent chance.
Polka.
And then I have a foot here.
Oh boy.
That could represent needing to move on in your life, or literally needing to walk away from an issue. And then I have an arrow here, a bone arrow that could represent a direction that you need to take, whether it's you need to move to a different location. If it's pointing up or down, it could signify it's a positive or negative situation that you're in. Yep, taking the next step. And then, what's another one? And then I had like this cool one here that had a feather, and it represented freedom, but also literally the element air. And then, and then there's some pieces here that came with the actual set that I got. I'm just trying to find them. For example, this little baby doll came with the actual set. Oh, my cat. Well, I have two. I have, where is Thor? Dave, where's Thor? I don't know where Thor is. But then there's Loki, who's, oh, wait, are they both up there? No, they couldn't be. They're too big. I have a black cat. Oh, there's Thor. I have a black cat named Thor and a gray cat named Loki.
Nope, you got that backwards.
Did I really just mix that up?
Yeah.
Sorry, a black cat named Loki and a gray cat named Thor. But, yep, so I had this little baby doll. Oh, Dave, really? Like, get that out of the frame.
There we go.
So I had this little baby doll that came with the actual set that I bought, and I was trying to kind of contemplate what that meant. I know obviously it could mean like fertility, oh, you're gonna get pregnant and have a baby, but I was like, what if you have a male client? You can't really tell them, oh, unless, yeah, that could mean like, oh, your wife's gonna get pregnant, now's a good time to procreate.
Ew.
And then I had this little bell thing that I was like, I don't really know what this could symbolize. So there's certain pieces in there that I would have to kind of research, because some of them that I got from the set that I got, certain pieces I was like, I don't really know what they mean, so I had to look them up. But the set I got on the WizardsTower.com, and then
WizardsTower.com.
I know, Robert, right? And then the individual pieces, like this hand, lots of them, it's just, some of them I found when I was out and about randomly, and I just came across certain things. I was like, ooh, that's actually kind of cool. That's small enough to fit in my pouch. And then some pieces I found on Etsy, some pieces I found on eBay. For example, this little bird dude right here, I found on when I was at Michael's. Looking for beads, and I came across that, and I was like, "Ooh, I actually kind of like that."
A lot of cool stuff from Michael's.
Yeah, and then, for example, this little Buddha that represents spirituality and maybe seeking spiritual guidance, inner balance. But yeah, a little bit about when I do castings. So when I cast, so this is my setup. I will usually place some crystals. So I have like 4 of them here. Oh, that's 3. Sorry. I clearly can't count. But I have like 4 different crystals here that I'll place around to help balance the energy, to help cleanse, keep the energy positive. And then I'll place my gree bag to help enhance psychic ability. And then I'll also add my little amethyst crystal skull to help amplify divination. And then because I also like to incorporate my ancestors as I do with most of my rituals. So for example, I have a couple of these little frozen charlottes, and I want to focus, but I have these, and these I use as like conduits to help house my ancestors. And then along with it, when I'm doing a reading, I like to give offerings of sometimes, and it varies. Like sometimes I'll have like a cup of water. Sometimes I'll give them like an offering of 3 cowrie shells. Sometimes it's 3 coins. Not 3 coins. Yeah, 3 pennies. And then sometimes I will even leave out, if I can get this out, my little beads that has the cross on it just to represent the ancestors. But yeah, that's what I usually do. And then I'll light a candle and some incense. And usually the incense will be like frankincense or myrrh. I hope it's not labradorite. That would be really awkward because when I bought it, it said amethyst. But it's hard to tell, but it is purple. But the lighting in this makes it look gray and weird, which it's not. But yeah, you have some things. Oh, and my casting set.
I do.
So, sorry. I feel bad Dave's just sitting here.
Yeah.
Give me one little second here. And then this is my casting cloth, as everyone has probably seen already. Your turn.
You have nothing else to show?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Would you like to show my stuff?
Sure, you can show your stuff.
No, would you like to do it?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead. Dave's turn.
Jeez.
Do I use that for both? Oh, yes, you can use the casting cloth for both bone reading or charm casting.
Yeah, so, where do we begin? Do I go into my spirituality?
Yeah, absolutely. Go into your practice.
All right, well, like I said, in the past, I've kind of evolved into this, what I call a neo-pagan wizard. And that is my spirituality.
1 second. Keep going.
Yeah, so that is my spirituality or my lower magic. And now, hope I don't shock a lot of you, but my faith or my it's my Apple Watch saying it's bedtime. No, I ain't going to bed. I have no work for the rest of the week. I am not going to bed. So, but my faith or my higher magic or, you know, I guess my faith is still along the lines of Christianity. In my spiritual travels, see, I believe, and this is where the paganism comes in, I believe we're all worshiping the same God God and goddess. It's just different religions put different names on them. And you even had a good piece in when you were talking about, is it hoodoo, the religious aspect?
Hoodoo's the craft.
Oh, so voodoo. where in New Orleans voodoo they would put Catholic saint names on their gods to kind of mask them. So I don't know. I just have this thinking that, not shocked. I'm not either. I think. I'm not sure what you mean by not shocked, but yeah. I mean, so that's my. I still have. I still meld that all in together, but this is about my spirituality and the different things that I like to do as a wizard. A lot of stuff I like to do. I'm not going to get into today because it happens in the kitchen, and I call it a wizard in the kitchen. But there's a lot of, and also a chapter in my grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard on kitchen witchery, and there's some great books on it. But just some great homeopathic remedies that that help with symptoms of being sick, or some other ailments, stuff like that. I also do a lot of candle magic, and I love, so when I do my candle magic, I will take a sacred, let me see, what's that? Conjures tell you are a Christian wizard. I don't know if Conjurers is. His faith is a little different, but I kind of am a Christian wizard. It's hard to say that because of the connotation. Like when you say Christian to people, people tend to think of the Bible thumping, Baptist, hating everything hating everything that's not like them type of, but that's not it at all. I believe that when you look at it at face value, Jesus was a wizard. Moses was a wizard. They were guys who did magic, and what's even more remarkable, if you really think back in those times, they were the rebels, right? They were the ones that the state was, or ultimately crucified. Kind of think about that. They are the protesters of today. When you see people protesting in Washington against various things. Those protesters, I think Jesus was that in his day. But that's just my faith, that I don't want to hijack the whole channel and have it become all Jesus-y. Yeah. But that's just the
that's kind of like me a bit. Like, I do believe, okay, I'm just going to use the bones here. Oh, actually, I use this. Because it's kind of like what I believe. Okay, so, I have my little things here. This is us. Actually, Dave, can I have you hold this one? So, this is what I believe. Sure, I get to hold the
dirty boy.
This is where we are. This is God way up here, and then hold him in the center. The center is where the Loa are. The Loa are meant to be the intermediaries between us and God. God is so high that we don't have access to him, though he is still there. So that's why we commune with the Loa and the ancestors, which is kind of similar to when, for example, the belief is that when we pass on and you become a spirit, you don't go to a heaven or a hell. You stay within the same, is it the existence, but just a different plane that I'm trying to say? Yeah, there's a veil.
Yeah, similar. Well, so as a wizard, I believe in what's called the multiverse. And I believe, actually, if you look at it, there's an infinite number of threads through time. And what that means to me is that there's millions of other parallel universes to ours, or parallel dimensions. And they have all different outcomes, There's a universe out there where Matt is the wizard and I am the voodoo practitioner. You know, every single possibility exists. They're just in a different dimension or dimensional plane.
There's a me out there in a different dimension where I don't feel like I'm hated at work. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I'm hated, but I'm not exactly the most excited person that everyone works with, apparently.
I'm the only one that fixes things, but I feel like I'm the hated one too.
There's a different dimension, Dave, where you actually get helped. Ooh, it's warm in here.
Woof. So tools. You interrupted.
Sorry. Candles.
So I do a lot of candle magic, and I prefer. We got these candles from a friend of ours who had a booth at RI Pagan Pride. They're beeswax candles. I prefer nice thin candles, and I sometimes even trim these because when I do a candle spell, I let the whole candle finish in that one sitting. That's how I believe that the spell completes. Then I bury the wax outside, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
But when I do candle magic, what's that? I lost my asthma. It's right here. What I do is I will anoint the candle with some essential oils. And then I will carve my intent with one of my tools, like an athame or a pin. And you just write your intent on it as you chant your spell. And I will light it as I chant my spell and let it completely burn.
Yeah.
Pretty simple candle magic.
Can I see the candle?
You can see
and
the candle.
That's kind of where our practices, we are then able to kind of combine them. Because at one point, Dave was very on the fence with what I practiced, even though...
Well, it was that prejudice.
Yeah, it was
did
just
not
because he didn't understand it. And then I was like, one day I was like, you know what?
But you didn't help. How many times did you bust my beans talking about, I'm going to curse this person, and I'm burying things in the backyard because I'm cursing that person that pissed me off at work? Here I am. See, because you got to understand, as a wizard, I still fall under the Wiccan raid, the Wiccan raid, which, basically is harm no one, do unto others as you would expect on yourself. All that wholesome goodness.
Right.
But on top of that...
And then there's me that's like, screw that. I'm going to hurt this person.
Let me finish. As a wizard, I skirt around that when I need to. But what I believe... Because, if someone pisses me off, they're going to get some bad luck.
Karma.
Well, yeah. But you got to remember, I believe that every single thing is a balance. So if I hex somebody, right, I need to pay for that. So something is going to happen to me to pay for that.
Right.
So that's where my prejudging voodoo and what you busted my beans about the hexing kind of scared me a little bit because, I wanted to make sure that you understood that you do this stuff.
There's a cosmic balance for everything.
Yeah, you've got to pay for it somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one paying for your hexes.
Yeah. And then, so that's what we had to deal with for a little while. And then one day I was like, well, I really want to learn what you do, and I want you to be able to understand what I do. So then that's when we came up with the brilliant idea of combining our practices into one. So, for example, I will pull herbs from my stuff that we're going to use for ritual. Dave will pull his, we'll combine them. For example, he is good at candle magic, so he will carve the intent, he'll put the oils on, and then I'll take some of my herbs, I'll dress the candle, we'll light it together. And then, for example, I will call upon the ancestors. Well, actually, we do that together. And then I will say my little ritual, and then he'll say
I'm going to flip my lid because it's hot over here.
Yeah, and I even opened up the windows. And that's
See,
how
guys,
we're able...
I am a bald man.
Not that bald. You got stubbies.
Oh, it's got to be shaved.
But, yeah, that's how we combined our practices. So we basically just combined it.
Yeah. It's just taking the aspects. What the thing is, what even surprised me is there are a lot of similarities.
There are a lot of
anyways.
similarities between any type of religion
Yeah.
out there. And that's the one thing I actually noticed was the similarities between all the religions and practices.
All the practices, there are a lot of
Which is
similarities.
why it kind of baffles me that sometimes when people are like, ooh, you can't practice it because we believe this and yours is different from ours. And it's like, not that different.
That's another thing. So people ask me, oh, why am I a wizard? And they're like, that's weird. You watch too much Harry Potter and all that, whatever they want to tell me. But the thing is, I've gotten some resistance on Facebook groups before I identified as a wizard. You know, when I just thought I was a Wiccan or a witch. And it was like, well, you can't just be a witch. You have to join a coven. You have to, you know, earn your way in. And all of this, you know, I'm not good enough stuff. So that's where I said, you know, I'm going to back this up a little bit. And, oh, wait a minute, answer, where do you find these? So, these candles, what's his name?
Oh, Alex.
Alex, a friend of ours.
That I interviewed.
Yeah, yes, actually, the guy that he interviewed.
The Strega witch.
He makes these. He makes these.
Oh, we got them during a Pagan Pride.
And yeah, we got them at Pagan
in Rhode
Pride.
Island here.
Yeah, so our friend Alex has had a booth there, and
No, actually, he has an Etsy account. I'll ask him if he sells them on his Etsy account.
yeah, we should find out.
Yeah, because I know he does. He also sells what are they called? It's the herb incense that you light.
Which one? Sage?
No, it's those ones in the little bottle right there.
In the what?
The bottle right there. Do you not see the bottle right there?
I see 3 bottles.
The two that's closest to us, right in front of the box.
That's Florida water.
The one right before that.
I don't know.
The two. Do you not see
What?
those two
Yeah, I see.
jars?
They look like little ball. What are they?
They're jars.
What's in them?
Herbs. It's the herb incense.
So it's just dry herb incense
Yes,
that you
that you
sprinkle over a
light.
coal?
No, yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
He called them instant incense.
It's
Anyways,
just herb incense.
yeah, he sells those too.
He sells those.
But wait, what were you talking about right before that? I forget.
We talked about the candles, candle magic. I do a lot of divination. I do a lot of cleansing and healing because I'm also I also practice Reiki. So I know you guys, if you haven't hopped over to my channel and seen my singing bowl video, you must, and just in case you don't know my channel, I'll do this little thing. Oh, well, that's not how it goes. Wow, I'm messed up here, huh? Matt, you should drive. That's me, Wizards Tower, so click and subscribe. And check out my singing bowl video. So, I wanted to do a demonstration on how I cleanse an object. Now, this here is my crystal.
What's in it?
That is, I believe, hematite. And something else.
Is there tiger's eye in there?
And there's a tiger's eye in there. Yeah, there should be 2 of them in there.
And something else. I don't know what that other
What
one
is the third one? I don't remember what that third one is.
Anyways.
But, you know, I wear these crystals. Keeps me balanced. Keeps me from, you know, going berserk and crazy. But every once in a while, it needs to be cleansed. The dirty energy needs to be...
To hold it?
No, you're right.
Oh, never mind. You got it.
I got it. So, I put it inside the bowl. Towards the center. And I'm going to try to do this, but I'm not in the best of positions. But we'll...
But we know when it's been cleansed is when the item inside starts to actually kind of like chatter.
And now it's my freshly cleansed crystal that I can put back on.
Yeah, but you can cleanse anything. You can cleanse, for example, like if we wanted to cleanse our wedding rings, we can cleanse that.
And we do that every once in a while. So that's another tool that I use. I love my singing bowls, and I use these to when we do a house cleansing. I'll make him walk around with the sage, get it all nice and smoky, and then I'll sing the rooms. Great way to drive out the evil energies. Whoop. Now you can look at my bald ass
Dave
head.
likes to collect singing bowls like Simon with his ducks.
Well, yeah, I wish I had as many singing bowls as Simon has ducks, but
Right.
and actually, I've decided I do a lot. If you don't know already, I try to do a live every Saturday morning. I usually go on about 9 a.m. Eastern USA time. I gotta figure out what that is. GMT. Yeah,
Your
the hat.
forehead like has a line on it.
Yeah, it's because of the hat. Oh well. But I've been looking for these little cards, and they were in the bottom of my Wizards trunk, and I honestly, Matt,
Bye, Molly.
Oh, bye,
Thank
Molly.
you for stopping by.
You gave me these cards. It's the Silhouette.
Yep, the Silhouette Lenormand deck.
The Silhouette Lenormand. Now, I don't even know what a Silhouette Lenormand is, but I am going to do a walkthrough of these guys this Saturday morning. Okay. And
what I can do, Dave, is I'll give you my book because it has like a definition of each card.
okay. Yep.
See, teamwork.
What do you? Oh, you're not here Saturday morning.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm working.
But yeah, I want to go through these, and on a future Saturday morning, there's a couple of other things that I want to do. I have the original. I found this in my box. The original Rider-Waite.
Hold on. I don't think that's the original Rider-Waite.
So it looks like it.
No, it's the Hermetic Tarot.
Oh, let me see. What did you switch them out?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God! What did you do? Where's my original? What did you?
I don't remember.
You lost my original. I'm gonna cry.
Well, be thankful you have a deck in there. That'd be awkward if you
would've
opened it up and it was empty.
Because
But yeah, he has the Hermetic deck.
Okay, so we're gonna move this over to the side. And one other thing I wanted to do, I did an unboxing.
Oh, hi, Pepper.
But I want to dive deeper into this, the Starman Tarot.
Starman Tarot.
Yeah. I did an unboxing of this, but I never really dove into it as, you know, looking at the cards and seeing the image. It might actually have to be a series because I want to go through those cards slowly.
Ooh, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So, for my next, well, not
So
live.
that's Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, now you go.
So what I'm going to do is my Mildred Payne series, where I'm going to do a 2-part series on the Mildred Payne collections.
Oh,
so I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the Secret Pocket Oracle. I have the original version. This is actually the 2nd edition. That's different from the first one. So the first one, the back, actually created...
1 second. Yes, Robert. Actually, if you haven't seen it, definitely tune in. These cards... yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely tune in to my channel on Saturday morning. These cards have imagery, and anyone who has seen any of my videos knows that I love imagery because I'm an intuitive reader. My go-to deck is this deck here, the Wizards Tarot. And you can see these guys have some crazy images on them. But the Starman Tarot... Oh my God, the imagery is crazy. You gotta see these cards.
Yeah, I actually really want to get the Starman Tarot. What did I think it was called by accident? Because I was like trying to ask Simon where it was. I think I accidentally called him at one point like this. No, it wasn't the Star. I thought it was the Shaman Tarot. Because it sounded like Starman. I was like, Simon, do you know that weird trippy looking deck that I saw at one point? I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like the Shaman Tarot. He's like, you mean the Starman Tarot? I'm like, same thing.
Not the same thing.
No, I know, but it sounded like Starman, Shaman. But yep. So I'm gonna be doing the Mildred Payne series. Now the second edition I have is different from the first, because the first one on the back of each card actually creates a puzzle.
Yes,
whereas
Robert,
the
intuitive
second-
reading. I love it.
Whereas the second, they're all uniform, and they're actually the same back as the Oracle of Black Enchantment by or the Mildred Payne Oracle of Black Enchantment, which is what I'm going to be reviewing for the second part of the Mildred Payne series.
Oh, these are cute.
But yeah, I was like immediately drawn to the Mildred Payne because
Now these
like,
are oracles. And what's the difference between these and those?
So the difference between Oracle cards and Lenormand is Lenormand to me is kind of like a cross between Oracle and Tarot, because they do have 36 cards, but each card has like a specific card. So you have, for example, the Whip, you have the Rider, you have the Woman, the Man,
A very specific object.
the Coffin. Each Lenormand deck will have those exact same cards. I mean, they'll be different, kind of like similar to Tarot. And then Oracle cards are completely different. So, for example, Mildred Payne is an Oracle deck. So you have like potions, you have the Factory card.
Oh, so each Oracle deck could have different things in it.
Exactly. And then, for example, the Mildred Payne Oracle of Black Enchantment is like, each card is a scene. But, yeah, so it's like completely random card. Well, yeah, I guess random cards, you can put it that way. So, for example, what deck were we reviewing? Oh, the Soul Cards is an Oracle deck. But, yeah, that's why I was drawn to the Mildred Payne series, because I was like, I saw this deck and I was like, oh my god, it looks like Voodoo. And they literally had, if I can find it, a Voodoo doll, which was one of the cards.
Hexen. I'd love to do that too. I've got great ideas like in my mind, but I suck at art, so I can't get it from here to here. But absolutely, I would love to like design a deck. It would be crazy intuitive.
Sorry, I'm just putting this away.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So,
I also have this deck that I've got to dive into.
Oh, you
also.
haven't done a review on that one yet?
I've done a walkthrough
Oh, okay.
or an unboxing, but I've got to dig into this because here's another, and I'm just going to show the back of the box. There's some other cards there. Again, very vibrant imagery, great intuitive reading deck. So I got some things coming up.
How did you come across that deck, Dave?
We were at Barnes and Nobles during a Treat Yourself Day.
Yeah, we had a Treat Yourself, and I actually found that deck, looked at it, and I was like, I just see one card. And then you're like, what deck is that? I'm like, a deck you can have.
Until I was unboxing it, and you're like, oh. Something else I want to dive into. I was in another, whose room was that in? That might have been Willowwind's. Anyways, there was some talk on astral projection. And it's kind of, astral projection is one of those things I kind of dabble in. And I try to astral project at least once or twice a week, just to kind of practice. But I have this book here called Soul Traveler, which it's a nice thin book, and talks about astral projection. So I want to kind of do a show or do a live on astral projection and kind of get your thoughts on maybe some astral experiences.
Hey, Jezebel.
Astral experiences that you guys might have had.
Yeah.
Hi, Jezebel.
I tried to astral project once, and it was extremely scary experience, and I kind of like didn't get past the buzzing stage. But what happened was, because someone told me a good way to astral project is to, when you're in that lucid dream state and you realize you're in a dream, is to then switch the dream to where you realize you're in bed, but then you dream a rope is hanging above you. And then what you do is you reach up in your dream and pull on the rope to pull yourself out of your body, which is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But as I did that, what happened was I felt this all of a sudden huge wave of just intense vibration that actually freaked me out, and I just like woke up right away.
Yeah,
and I wasn't even sure if that part was normal, but apparently it is normal to get that intense vibration.
Sure. Yeah, Hexen, it is really hard. And the thing is, it's a little different for each person. Like Matt said, he pulls himself up. The way to astral project is you got to find what I call your mechanism. And it's the same as when I meditate. When you meditate and try to ground yourself, you kind of want to imagine a tether from you to the earth. With me, it's two vines twisting, strong vines twisting from my base to the earth. Similar to that, and that's my mechanism. When I astral project, where Matt says his mechanism is he's pulling himself up out of his body, I do it the opposite, where, you know, when I'm in that lucid dream state and my body gets to the point of almost pure relaxation, or even, you know, right on the borderline of like when your body goes paralyzed in the dream state, I get so relaxed that I can fall backwards out of my body and start, kind of floating up and around the room. And that's when I become free of my body. You know, and I can float up above my body. I can see it. And then, you know, kind of adventure out. I would definitely recommend not adventuring out at first, because it could be quite scary. The thing to remember is that unless you're in a position where you're so weak and you are like susceptible for possession, which is much rarer than you think. Outside of situations like that, you will always return to your body. You should never be afraid of, he talks about it in this book. The author is Albert Taylor, where even when he first projected, he was afraid that or was even lost and couldn't find his body, and then he suddenly got snapped back to his body when he woke up. You'll always snap back to your body. But still, it can get very scary if you adventure too far from your body and you can't find it back.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments here. Like astral traveling, to me, it's hard not to when stressed out.
Yeah, I know what you're saying with that one. When you're stressed out.
Oh, which I am like a majority of the time. That's probably why I have so much trouble trying to astral project.
The problem is that when you're so stressed out and you astral project, that's where you kind of don't have control.
Do you think meditation plays a big key in...
Meditation is very important, and I want to do either a pre-recorded show or even a live on meditation, because meditation and meditation techniques is very important. And I was taught by Kathy. She was kind of a Wiccan mentor of mine, kind of the person that spark-plugged my entering into into this realm. Taught me how to do, and she did guided meditations with me. That's Thor. But meditation is very important, and meditation will also help you cleanse your body. You know, when you're stressed out, it's a great way to relax yourself. You know, or you can do cannabis. That's instant meditation.
Oh, right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I need to start meditating more because I'm like always stressed out and
it will relax your body because you're always
right,
tense.
because I'm always tense.
I tell you all the time, I'll do a guided meditation with you. I like to put tribal Native American soft music on, but like kind of Native American because it's almost lifting and inspiring.
Yeah.
And yeah, just do a nice meditation.
Oh, that's cool, Marsha, that your father was the one that started you on astral projection.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Wow. I often say that. Oh, actually, Dave, what do you feel about this? So Robert says, I often say that tarot decks, oracle card decks, crystals, and other sacred tools choose us. We do not choose them.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Who said that, Rob? Thank you. So I'm going to go back to my Wizards Tarot deck. Now, this is, what do they say? OOP? Out of print.
Out of print.
And very hard to get, which is why I have 3 copies of this deck. But you're absolutely right. I was just getting into tarot. I was currently using the Witches Tarot deck, which I have. I did a walkthrough on that as well. You can check that out on my channel.
Oh my God, Xanthia, I'm so sorry. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I meant Xanthia, tribal woman. I accidentally called her Marsha. I meant Xanthia.
Okay. So, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, so your tools choose me. So, I was looking online to see what other decks were out there. And I came across, the Wizards Tarot, and it kind of intrigued me for the whole wizard thing. So I clicked on images, and I saw these images. And now, when I say it called out to me, this deck called out to me. So yes, your tools will come and find you. And they will call out to you, and you'll know it's the right tool to use. I do all of my readings on people with this deck, unless I'm kind of playing around and, I'll say to Matt or to some friends or whatever, hey, let's try a reading with the Starman Tarot, just to see what happens. I would never do a reading where someone's really looking for an answer. I will only use my Wizards Tarot deck because that's the deck I've had proven results with. I'll put it like that because I've done a lot of reading with this deck, and I'm not the type to say, hey, I'm a great reader. I'm so great at reading that it's great. That's not me. But I've been told, comments from people that when I read them with this deck, it's scary, creepy, right on. Those are the comments. It was so right on that it was creepy.
Hi, Jennifer.
So that's, yes, that deck chose me.
Yeah, and Dave, that's when I went on my extremely quick tarot binge of buying lots of... Ow, ow, ow! Oh, my cat's eating me. Okay, you're going over here. I love you, but no. But, yep, that's what he stressed, the importance of when looking for a deck to let it speak to you.
Yeah.
And now that's what I do all the time.
My wonderful husband was buying 3 decks a day trying to find his deck.
Yeah.
And I told him, stop. Look online. Look at the images of the cards.
And they have to speak to you.
If they're not, in your face speaking to you, look at a different deck.
Yeah.
Because you'll know when you see that card, you'll know. It's like a punch in the face. It's like, wow.
Now, for example, where's your spellcasters? Well, okay, we know what it looks like. But for example, I was drawn to the spellcasters deck, and I was like, ooh, that's a very interesting deck. I might be able to use it, until I flipped it over to the back, started looking at the cards. I was like, okay, maybe I see 2 cards there that I like, but then I was like, the rest don't really speak to me. You are not getting those bones, Thor. Sorry, I love you, but they are not for you to eat.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the deck because I was like, I don't want to get a deck where only 2 cards speak to me.
Yeah.
And that was similar with the... Come on, Thor. No bones for you. You can put them in with me.
You put them in your boob.
But What was the other deck I was almost... Oh, the
Now my
wood...
head's cold.
I think it was called the Wood Cut Alchemist deck that I almost bought, but then when I was
eat
looking
that little
for...
purple ball.
Oh, that's not for you to eat either. Come on, Thor, you're ruining this. But, what was I saying? I didn't get that deck because I looked at the cards online and I was like, okay, it's really cool. It fits my style, but it just doesn't really scream to me. Like, for example, the Mildred Payne decks. Oh my god, I absolutely love them and I use them a lot. And
Yeah, that's your deck.
I was like, I'm not going to invest in getting a deck that I may like a few cards. To me, I feel like I have to like the entire deck versus just one or two cards.
Oh, over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house she goes.
Okay, Jen. Oh,
Bye.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Bye, Jen. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, glad you were able to make it for a brief minute. But yeah, if you're on tomorrow, we'll catch you tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, I gotta get my bones out.
Bones out of the booble area.
Now I know how women are like when they're like,
I'm gonna put these.
I can put it here. Ooh, hold on. Got it. But yeah.
So other tools. I mean, that's the basics of tools. I love Sage.
No worries, Jen.
Oh, we love you too. Absolutely, Jen. What was I saying? Yeah, other tools. I do have some crystal ball. I have some crystal balls because I like to do some scrying.
I haven't really dived into scrying. I have a scrying bowl that I attempted to... Actually, no. That I might actually start posting that because I have my own group that I haven't really been talking into lately. But I used to post pictures daily of, like, just a picture of...
Yes. Oh, we have cauldrons. I have a little cauldron that I use for doing spells, and I'll put a coal in it, and I'll sprinkle some herbs and stuff to, smoke things out. And I have a big cauldron that we do some spells and stuff in. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, and we have, like, a mini-sized cauldron that now actually used to be for my coals for hookah. My hookah coals.
Yeah, that was my cauldron.
Yeah, and then what I think I'll do is I'll start posting pictures of my scrying bowl, fill it with water, and just post pictures to see if anyone sees anything in it. But I don't think I was really that gifted with scrying because I could never really see anything. I have runes. Do you have runes?
I have runes, yes.
Yeah,
I have a couple of rune sets.
I haven't gotten into that yet. I'll probably get into that later.
So I can read runes. The problem is, it's so complex.
Exactly, which is the reason why I didn't get into it yet.
To do a rune reading, I actually have to take upwards to an hour to read the runes. So it's very impractical. It's very impractical for me to do like readings on people with runes, because it's like, okay, ask your questions. I throw the runes, and I've got to leave them there like all day and just really study them. So yeah, I'm too slow when it comes to runes.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to master tarot, oracle cards, Lenormand, and bone casting, and charm casting. So that's why I decided to put runes on like the very end of my list to learn.
You know what I haven't tried, and have you tried? Pendulum.
Oh,
I've been thinking of.
I don't know. That's just one of the things I never really got into was the pendulums.
I think that's my next thing I want to dive into is some pendulum work.
Oh, I could. Well, no, that's mainly because I've been watching Charmed, the original Charmed, and they do a lot of like scrying using a crystal. I was like, oh, I want to try that. Try and locate where Dave is during the day.
Oh my God! You just reminded me. What? I'm gifted. And I will say this because I've been told by people.
Clearly you're gifted.
No. At dowsing. Have you ever dowsed?
No, I don't even... What's dowsing?
Oh, we're going to have to do a show on dowsing. I'm going to have to make some dowsing rods. And we're going to douse.
Okay.
Yeah. Do any of you guys know what that? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. That's the iPad.
That's what I'm
the
trying
camera.
to do is read the comments.
Do any of you guys know what dowsing is? And have any of you guys ever dowsed before? Yes, Haxton.
To answer some of these questions, Dave, we don't use drums at all. I actually really want to get a oh, what was the drum called?
I am a drummer.
Yeah, he's very good with beats.
But yes, I want to get into
djembe?
Djembe?
Djembe? Yeah, that drum. I want to get one of those. I've been like trying to for years, but it's like crazy expensive. When you like want to get one that's like that big, it's like $12. But then when they get to like that big, it's like $150.
I want to get one of those, and it's a percussion. You know the drum, the musical ones? We saw it at, they have them at Elite Trading, and they also had one at, in Salem. They have these little spots on them. It's like a metal drum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And they're like $500.
I forgot what they're called. They look like a big, what does it look like? It's like that thing where when you tap it on certain there we go. Thank you. A hang pan or a hang drum.
Yes.
I've been wanting to get one of those for like years.
Yeah.
But they're so expensive. They're like 300 plus.
Expensive.
White sage or kitchen sage?
White.
What's
I prefer.
What's kitchen sage? Oh, kitchen sage as in like the spice?
I don't know. I like white sage.
Yeah, I do too. I like the smell of white sage.
Though I do have a stick that is sage and lemongrass, which I really like. But the thing just burns like crazy. It's like I can't, when I'm done cleansing, I can't put the thing out. It's hard.
Yeah, I agree, Hexen. The original Charmed is the best and always will be. I mean, I like the new one, but I don't know. I'm still trying to adjust to it. I still look forward to each episode, but I don't know. It's just, I'm still trying to get used to the new one.
Yeah. And Robert, yeah, I've basically simply made some dowsing rods, and I actually go and I get like the wire that you use to, put in the walls of your house, and I strip all the plastic off of it, the coating, leaving the copper wire, and you take like an end, you bend it, 90 degrees, and you got your rods. I suggest, just doing that, make a quick down and dirty set of dowsing rods and just go try dowsing for stuff. It's a lot of fun. The only thing you got to remember is just really relax your grip on them and your hands, and just let them move without you controlling them, and you'll find that they'll start locking onto things.
Sorry, just looking at these comments here. Oh, Hexen, that is actually a very good idea that you mentioned on taking a cauldron, adding water, and using a dye or black ink to create a scrying bowl. That's actually genius.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love the news, Sabrina, that has come out. We finished that season like weeks ago. Actually, we finished it in like, I think 4 days. And
Matt is quite the accomplished TV watcher.
I was like, Dave, guess what? He's like, what? I was like, guess what we're doing Friday on Black Friday? He's like, what? I'm like, it's going to be my dark baptism on a Black Friday. And he was like, no.
No.
I was like, damn it. I was like, but I want to sign my name in the Book of the Beast.
You're going to be in a Book of a Beast.
And
my tie is like...
Where did that comment go?
My bow tie's not bowing.
Oh, Xanthia, yes. I started rewatching The Old Charm. I actually have literally been like binge watching it, and I am almost at the end of the 8th season. Okay, because I like skipped a couple seasons. But yeah, I've been kind of jumping around because I kind of watch my favorite episodes.
Oh, Pepper, I'll definitely be checking out the new Harry Potter movie. I am.
Yes,
a huge
I was
Harry
bring
Potter
that up because I want
huge Harry
Can we
Potter
go see that? Will the movie theaters be open tomorrow?
They may be, and I will see your Harry Potter movie and check you everyone who's a Harry Potter fan, what do they call that in chess or in gambling? I'll see you and I'll raise you to this. This is what. You've got to go and see the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Universal Studios if you can. It's amazing. I've been there 3 times. Absolutely love it.
What's the new one called again? The Tale of Grindelwald?
Something like that. But that's got to be our Thanksgiving afternoon movie.
Oh, it's Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them, something Grindelwald.
Yes. Which we saw the first Fantastic Beasts and it was good. It was very good. Love it.
With TV addiction in common.
Let me see. I love Harry Potter. Jessica Hope. We have a TV addiction. Yeah, you guys have a TV addiction in common. Yeah. Hexen, I'm not crazy about it either, Robert. Let me see. Not crazy about what? I must admit, I still have mixed feelings about the new. Oh, the new Charmed. I have the mixed feelings myself.
Oh, I love the Secret Circle. Oh my God, in Witches of East End.
Okay, calm down.
I'm sorry.
Being like so I consider myself a gray wizard, meaning, you know, I'm not white. I'm not skilled enough to be a white, but I walk the path of light. So, I don't know, I find the new Charmed a little bit too dark for me.
Dark?
This whole Hail Satan thing. And you know they get...
Wait, did you say Charmed or Sabrina?
Oh, am I thinking of the wrong one?
You're thinking Sabrina, not Charmed.
Oh, I am.
Charmed is with the Power of 3, the Charmed ones. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is the one that was really dark with the whole Hail Satan.
Oh, all right. They're not so Charmed. Oh, I all right. Okay.
Yeah, he meant Sabrina.
Oh, I got see.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Okay.
I mean, that's what got
I take
me.
that whole thing back. If we could delete it, if this wasn't live, it would have been on the cutting room floor. Yeah, Sabrina. I have issues with that myself. That's what I was talking about. I have issues with it. It's just, and you know they're getting sued.
Yeah, I know that.
Interesting.
As long as there's a season 2, I'll be happy.
Actually, season 1.
Yeah, it seems like they always cancel the best shows.
Well, season 1 might get pulled.
Did any of you watch Emerald City when that came out? Like, that was my most... Oh my God, I absolutely loved that show, and it had such great potential, and that was canceled after season 1. Seems like all the good shows are just either ending or being canceled.
That's Netflix. They only did 2 seasons of Disjointed. Hey, it's a good show. Was it Kathy Bates? I love Kathy Bates.
I started watching Salem a long time ago, Pepper, and then I kind of got bored with it because I was like, okay, this is like really slow.
Yeah.
But then apparently I guess people said it got a lot better, and then they canceled it, and then did they bring it back, and then it canceled again? I don't know. I didn't really keep up with it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dave, for liking it.
Give him a like.
Well, I'm the only...
I've never heard of Emerald City. Yeah, it wasn't my bag, so...
Oh, yeah, you guys should watch Emerald City. It was a really good show. And it was actually very... Oh, no, it's like I want to tell you, but it's like I don't want to give it away.
No, you can't
but
spoil it.
I'll just kind of quickly... It's very cool because it goes off... It's kind of like Sabrina the Teenage Witch is a more modern, more... I like saying that word modern, don't I? And Charmed is the more modern version of the original. Emerald City is real cool because it takes... for example, in the new Emerald City, magic has been outlawed, and the witches have been banned from using magic. Dorothy drops in by tornado, but she's actually a... well, she's not really a cop. No, she's a nurse. What's so funny?
Nothing.
She drops in, and it's just... Everything is just very different, but it's real cool because it's like they have all the characters from the original, but they're played out in different ways. For example, the Tin Man isn't literally a Tin Man. How he becomes a Tin Man...
Oh my God, Penny Dreadful. Finish your story.
How he becomes the
Penny
Tin Man is
Dreadful.
very interesting and very unexpected. The Cowardly Lion, you realize who he is, but he's not like, ooh, I'm the Cowardly Lion. I look like a lion. The ruby slippers, I'm still actually trying to figure out what the ruby slippers were in that. But it's like everything is symbolic. It's not literal. And just everything was just so cool about the Emerald City. And you guys have to watch the trailer. Oh my God. Oh. But Salem, Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful. So
I want to go back and see Penny Dreadful. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, we can.
Actually, Penny Dreadful was the show that got me started on tarot for a little bit before I met Dave, and then I didn't get into tarot, and then I got re-inspired again when I met Dave, and he was doing readings for me.
So Penny Dreadful. I got a Penny Dreadful story.
Oh my God.
All right, so this was before I knew who Penny Dreadful
Vanessa. Oh no, not her name. Eva Green.
Eva Green. So I didn't know much about Penny Dreadful. I heard of the show. So she was at Rhode Island Comic Con in Providence. We have a really big Comic Con in our town. And so I'm walking around and, I see the sign, with the meet and greet booths. So I go up and, I'm looking at it, Penny Dreadful. It's just a bunch of her swag. She's there all Penny Dreadful'd up. And
so he comes back
I
and
go,
I was like, how
Penny.
was it?
I said, hi, Penny. How you doing? It's good to meet you. So I called her Penny.
You called her Penny Dreadful.
I call her Penny Dreadful. The thing is, she had no sign with her real name on it, on her booth.
Right.
Like the other ones.
So,
she had Penny Dreadful.
But then I was
I called her Penny Dreadful.
Dave, her name is Eva Green, not Penny Dreadful. How do you think anyone in the world would be named Penny Dreadful?
She had the sign that said Penny Dreadful.
I know. That's a moment where I'm like, Dave, you're special. Yes, we do need a witch con. That'd be actually really awesome. We should all just start that. Do they even have a tarot-thon or a tarot-con?
I don't know. They have Tarot-Con, but that's put on by Hasbro.
That'd be cool to do a tarot-con.
Yeah, they should have a Tarot-Con. We need to start. We need to. We should organize something.
Right.
Just have a huge tarot.
There
convention.
is already a witch con?
Where is this?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's kind of like pagan pride.
Yeah.
That's technically, I guess, a witch con.
Yeah, we have pagan pride, but yeah, that's pretty much, that is a witch con.
That'd be, to do that in May. Oh, that'd be really cool.
But I would love a tarot con. With all the different tarot cards.
Yeah, it's like all the big tarot people can come together and we can have different decks. And that's where everyone can start selling their decks for those who actually make them. And then people like me can buy them all.
Dave, you're special. So sweet. Yes, I am very
Still
sweet.
Can't believe you called her Penny Dreadful. Oh my God. When I heard that, I wanted to slap you.
Oh, she shook my hand and gave me a hug and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
so
and on the inside, she's wanting to slap you too, going, my name's not Penny Dreadful.
Hey, it's her character.
Right.
It's what she's known.
At least you could have called her by her name.
I didn't know her name.
Character name, Vanessa Ives. That wouldn't have been as embarrassing as Penny Dreadful. Reader Studio?
Queens. Okay.
Wait, what's that? Oh, there's this...
It's got to be like a tarot type
con.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
In New York. That's not far from us.
Not too far.
I'm going to have to look that up. Do you know when the next one's going to be?
Oh my God, I would love a trip back to the UK.
Oh, so do I. Simon and I were talking about that. I was like, I just want to move out there. He said that where he lives, it's not that expensive. Obviously, versus living in London.
Yes.
But
changing citizenship is not easy.
Oh,
especially
yeah, I forget about all that.
There's a lot to it, y'alls. Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, Lord. I just saw cock. So, it could be worse. I went into a hardware store wanting to buy a call? But I called it a cock. And my mom always called it a cock. I don't know. Needless to say, I have not been back. Aw.
Oh, caulk.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that
yeah.
makes more sense.
Well, you know something? We call it caulk, too. Like, if you've ever heard the Rhode Island, especially me, the true Rhode Island accent, yeah, we call it a caulk. It's caulk. But a little more caulk. Caulk.
Caulk.
I'd like to caulk.
Caulk.
I'd like some caulk, please. Oh, this is going bad.
There's a tarot school?
Oh.
Usually in April, but their website has been listed. Ooh, I gotta check that out.
Yo.
Yes, we live in Rhode Island, Xanthia.
Yep.
I actually don't even know what a caulk is. What is that?
Caulk. When you caulking.
That gesture looked so wrong, Dave. So it's like when you pull.
No,
That doesn't even sound better.
Not cock.
No, no. You just
Caulk.
yeah, you're like when you pull it back. I was like, that
Yeah,
doesn't
if you
even
go
sound
look
right
at
either
the,
when I say it that way.
if you go look at the sink, like where it goes up against the wall, there's like this rubbery stuff in there.
Okay,
That's
so it's a
called caulk.
rubber bit.
Yeah, it's called caulk.
Okay, geez, you should have said that without going like, it's this. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Or look right,
yeah.
rather. It's the sealant that goes around the windows.
Yeah.
Oh, the sealant. Oh, okay.
The sealant, yeah. Goes around windows too. Caulk. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's caulk.
Well,
Well.
I think that just about wraps this up.
Do we
but,
have nothing else to talk about?
Not at the moment.
I have.
Oh my God! Wait, I want to show you guys something really cool that I did.
No.
Go.
Okay. You can.
Oh, okay. I'll go first. So I just want to show you guys my little divination box that I discovered. So this is my little divination box. Well, actually, I'll show you the top. It has Papa Legba, and then has this. I drew some coffins on the side. And then when I flip it open, it has Mildred Payne in it that I just kind of stuck on there with some tape. And then it just has like all my divination stuff in it. I put, ooh, Lord, that's falling. In it, I'm literally able to put a candle, a couple of my little black salt. I have red brick dust, black salt. I'm able to put some of these guys in there. I have, oh, here it is. My Oracle of Black Enchantment, or not Oracle of Black Enchantment. My Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle Seance Edition. And then I'm able to fit my bones in there, my crystals. I literally like shove everything in it.
Yeah.
That's what she said. But yep, so this is the Mildred Payne
Tis
Secret
beautiful.
Pocket
Tis
Oracle.
beautiful.
Oh look, it's Loki.
It's a kitty.
But this is the Seance Edition. It's so cool. So it's basically just the inverted version of the original one.
I want to have a seance.
Oh, and like I said, on the back, every piece is different because I discovered that it creates a puzzle. I'm still trying to figure out what puzzle this one is. But I don't know. I'll figure it out when I eventually get to that.
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I totally forgot what was I
Oh, you were going to hold that book up.
Why was I going to hold this up? But we'll skip this for a minute. Because yes, boxes. We all love boxes.
Oh, Dave will show you his storage box for all of his tools.
This is I call it my wizard's box.
This he got during Pagan Pride.
And I can even give Matt some to the head. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but it's all decorated. A little bit of a nautical theme, especially on top. Yeah, and it opens up. And I have no Mildred paint there. I just have a bunch of stuff in there because I'm an abated slob. But
well, no, you have your chair decks, your wands.
I have my tarot decks, wands, and stuff like that. Since I'm kind to my husband, he gets all the altar space, and I practice on the kitchen table. So I have to clear everything off when I'm done. Yep. But I keep all my important stuff in my chest.
Right,
Yeah.
Robert?
Yes.
I like chests also, Ruby. Both kinds.
I love hot chests.
But yeah, so what we're gonna do this weekend? Actually, are we doing anything tomorrow, Dave?
I don't know. Let's see how tomorrow goes, because tomorrow. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what
we're
you guys are
debating
doing
whether
for,
or not we're gonna go live, because it's like it's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
Everyone's gonna be busy, so we probably won't go live tomorrow. But this weekend, we are gonna go live. We're going to do our thrift store walkthrough.
And I'll have my live on my channel Saturday morning. What am I going to do? I think I'll talk about these cards here, and I may break out the no.
Oh, that's a rock. I thought it was a jelly bean. That's awkward.
That's bite it harder. It is
Oh.
a jelly bean.
Oh, why was it hard like a rock? That's weird.
You derailed me.
And then
Oh, and I might do. We'll see with my my live on Saturday morning. I might do I think I'm going to go in depth on the Starman Tarot. I think that's what this Saturday is going to be.
Oh, you have no plans for Turkey Day either, Ruby? Yeah, that's why we might go live, maybe, just because it's just going to be us.
Yeah, we decided. Well, so I wanted to have a nice, quiet Thanksgiving with we've been through a lot of stuff this month.
Yeah,
it's been a bumpy month.
Yep.
Been a bumpy month, but it turned out good. Turned out really
yeah. So Saturday you'll go live. We'll let you guys know if we're gonna go live tomorrow, and then Saturday you're going live. Sunday we're gonna do our thrift store walk with you guys live, and then we're also gonna do the consecration and ritual for the prayer beads that we're gonna send to Jennifer Ball.
Yeah. You know, so I will sing those, and I'm going to sing them. I'm going to sage them, and we'll do a.
Oh, I can show you guys how I do my consecration. Should we bless them with holy water? Because I can show you guys then how I do create my holy water. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing over the next rest of this week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't too awkward at some points.
When it gets awkward, I give him the rim hat to the head.
Ow.
No, I wouldn't. I love him so
yeah,
much.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Yes,
so happy you all stopped by.
It's great. I bring personality to his show.
Even though I can have personality on my own too. I still can't. I'm sorry, like so sidetracked. I still can't believe I thought that was a rock. Like it's a jelly bean. I think it's one of the Birdie Bots every flavored beans, but it literally looked like a rock. I thought it was a jelly bean until I tried to eat it, and then it wasn't breaking. I was like, nope, that's a rock. And then Dave ate it. And it's a jelly
he probably was walking around with it in his pocket, thinking it was some magical crystal.
Right. Anyways, guys, we are gonna head out, but make sure to hit the like button, and hope that you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And we'll let you know when we go live tomorrow if we do.
And don't forget to like my channel too.
Yep. For those who haven't.
So you can see my live this Saturday morning.
Yep.
Or you can catch them. And I've got some walkthroughs on some of the decks I have.
Yep.
I'm gonna have some other videos up there. We do have to work on the Salem video.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we have to.
And I also want to put a little bit of the camping video up there, even though it's a little bit doesn't really have much to do with witchcraft or wizardry.
It's still fun.
It's still some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Blessed be. Bye-bye.